Every year, my mom makes us watch Miracle on 34th Street. Have you seen this movie?
Never.
Buddy.
Isn't there one with...
Don't.
Really?
Yeah. It's a classic, but don't watch it.
Why?
Because I've realized that the story is one of the craziest, if not the craziest story ever. It's a man who thinks he's Santa Claus, and they have to prove that he's Santa, and they do.
Well, that's a bad message.
And that's crazy. It's the Thanksgiving Day parade. He shows up, okay? Santa Claus on the float, drunk as hell. He's an alcoholic. He's going to ruin the entire parade. He goes to the people that are in charge of the parade. He says, hey, your Santa's drunk. I should be the Santa. He goes up there. He's Santa. All of a sudden, he's
Wait,
Santa Claus. He thinks he's Santa. And then
Is this really?
he gets hired by Gimbals. No, Macy's. He gets hired by Macy's. Mr. Macy is like, oh, I love this guy. He's a great Santa. But then he's like, I am Santa. And so everyone keeps coming up, and all of a sudden he knows different languages, and he knows how to speak to different kids. I don't know why these kids from fucking Slovakia are in Macy's in New York City in the 1940s. I don't know. But he's just like getting bigger. And so he has to go to a psychiatrist for something. And they're like, you're crazy. And then he was talking to some kid. The kid was also going to the therapist. The therapist was like, well, this guy's a fraud. And so he goes and he smacks him with his cane. He smacks the therapist with his cane. Then the therapist is like, I'm going to sue you. And then this other guy who's in love with this other girl who was also the boss and the runner of the parade. This is a horrible movie, Lucas.
No, keep going, because anything could happen at this point.
But then there's this.
It sounds like a story I would make up.
It sounds like a Lucas pitch.
Sounds like a pitch.
And then the guy, so he gets sued by the therapist for hitting him, and then because he thinks he's Santa Claus, and then the guy who he hires as the lawyer is like, I'm gonna prove he's Santa. And then he slowly starts to believe that that guy is Santa Claus. And then he tricks everybody because the kids of the world, see that this is happening and that Santa is on trial. So they are sending their letters to Santa for Christmas to the courthouse. And so that's how they bring him in. They're like, if all the letters are addressed to this place, that means he's the real Santa. And the judge is like, okay.
Well, they just wrote it off at the end. They didn't even try.
They proved it.
That's proving it?
Apparently.